guys, it's me and Meredith and little Jerry, and we are coming on tonight to do a quick check-in. And forgive me, I look a hot mess today, but we're going to do a quick check-in, and we are going to talk about what a special day today is. Hold on just a second, my husband's gonna. Thank you. There we go. So, many of you know what today is. Is September 11th, which is a day of remembrance for those of us who were alive during 9/11. A lot of people always talk about where were you when it happened. And so I'm going to tell you my story as to where I was. And if anybody wants to share their information as well too, please do. September 11th, 2001, I was actually out of town, and I was actually supposed to be getting on an airplane later that afternoon to fly home to Houston. I was in Alabama at the time visiting family, and I was with my mother, and I had gone to take a shower, and my mother and my cousin were sitting in the den watching TV. And I remember coming out of the bathroom and was going to finish packing up my stuff, and I was headed through the den area, and my mom was like, sit down and look at this. And both of them had been really quiet. So I sat down and I was watching, and the first tower had already been hit. And I was looking at the screen, and I looked at my mom and I said, what movie are you watching? Because I recognized the Twin Towers. And my mom looked at me, and she just kind of was baffled. She's like, I'm not watching the movie. This is happening real time. And I was, of course, just kind of flabbergasted. And I said, what are you talking about? And as soon as the words left my mouth, the second tower was hit. We watched the plane hit the second tower, and all I could do was just sit there with my mouth hanging open. I was floored. I started to cry because I was thinking, I was like, Mom, what is going on? What is happening? And at that point, on the news, they were starting to talk about, there was being an attack on America, and I was looking at my mom, and I flat out told her at that moment, I was like, I will not get on a plane today. I'm not going to fly. And of course, she said the same thing. She's like, I don't think we're going to fly out today. It was shortly after that they had grounded all the planes, thank goodness. But I spent the rest of that day sitting on the couch between my mom and my cousin in utter terror of what had happened. It is not something I can ever forget. I used to laugh because I remember my grandfather telling me, oh, well, you'll always have something in your life that you'll remember. You'll always remember it. You always know where you were sitting. My mom could tell me where she was sitting when JFK was killed. My grandpa used to say he knew where he was when they found out about Pearl Harbor. And I always used, as a younger person, I used to think, whatever, okay. That wasn't so true because I do remember, same thing, I remember where I was when the Challenger shuttle exploded. I could tell you exactly where I was, how old I was, and what I was doing. But this probably had the most profound effect on me. I think one of the things that does bother me as we've grown up about this, as I've gone into my 30s and now headed towards my 40s, and I have children now, is a lot of our children aren't learning about this. My kids are of school age. I have some that were born very shortly after it happened, and then some that were later on in the early 2000s, and they don't know what we're talking about. They're just like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And it kills me that this wasn't taught to them. I mean, I know I was taught about all these things that my parents and grandparents went through, but our kids aren't being taught that, and it just kills me. I have read so many stories today about, you know, people who they were little bitty, and so they didn't really know what was going on. People that were children, older people talking about it. One of my friends on Facebook, I saw where she said, you know, she had just had a new baby a couple months before, and she said she sat on the couch clinging to her child, you know, just thinking, you know, what's going on, what happened, you know. You don't know until you live it, and I told my children the same thing. You know, I laughed when I was younger when people told me, oh, well, you know, you'll remember things as you get older, but unfortunately, I don't think it's so funny anymore, because I do, and it's something that, you know, I hope my children don't have to see again, but unfortunately, I have a feeling that that's not the case. Something, excuse me, something else I want to say, because I do know that we have a lot of followers all over the United States. Obviously, the height of hurricane season has kicked in for everybody on the Pacific as well as the Atlantic, and as of right now, we are looking at a very tremendous amount of tropical activity for those on the East Coast and the Gulf Coast, as well as the West Coast. For those of you that are watchers and are preparing for Florence, please know that you guys are in our prayers. We went through Harvey last year. From some of the things that prediction I've been hearing, you guys are looking at y'all's version of Harvey. And I know what we went through and the terror and the scare that we went through, and know that we're praying for you guys, because I can't imagine another state going through this again. Know that as a Texan, you know, we stand behind you guys. I'm here if anybody needs to message me. You guys can catch me on here, or if you want my Facebook name, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll let you guys know. I'll keep in contact with you. In support of today, of course, I have baby Jerry. He's in his Texans uniform, but he's in red, white, and blue. And then Meredith is with us. She is in a special request outfit from her auntie, and she's wearing a unicorn. Hold on, let me move Jerry so she can see a little bit better. She's wearing her little unicorn onesie. She's got a little skirt that matches it, and then she's hard to see, but she's got her little unicorn barefoot sandals and her little unicorn headband. Yes, I unicorned her out from one end to the other, but that is a special request from her mommy, her other mommy. And then, of course, like I said, I have baby Jerry. So I'm just doing a quick check-in. I have really missed you guys. I've kind of been out of the, I don't know if it's the mood or the loop of doing videos, but I'm hoping that now that school has started and other things seem to be realigning back out, thank goodness, that I'll be getting more back into them. So again, please know that take today to tell your loved ones that you love them, and know that, you know, it's very true that within a blink of the eye, they could be gone. When they leave the house to go to work, they could be gone. So take today to make sure that you let your loved ones know you love them. And again, for those who are getting ready to face Florence or any hurricanes that are coming, I know that we have a bunch coming up in the Atlantic Basin. I know the Pacific has got some. I know it's on the Gulf Coast, unfortunately, are looking at another one. It's not so much a hurricane yet, it's a wave, but we'll know more tomorrow if it's going to even organize into something. I hate to say it, we're praying it doesn't, but, you know, it just seems like it may. So, we're all kind of on the watching to make sure we don't have anything. But for those that are, please know that we're praying, we're here for support, and we love you guys. So I love you guys very, very much, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Bye, y'all.
My husband's my cameraman.
There you go, baby.
Thank you. All right, anyway, there's Jerry's head. We love you too. Bye, guys.